Welcome sa Sipnayan.com. In this video, ang gagawin natin is mag-aaral na tayo kung paano kumuha ng domain and range ng functions, no? Given their equations. No? So, magsisimula muna tayo sa mga radical functions and then later, tutuloy natin sa mga iba't ibang klaseng functions pa. Now, radical functions are functions containing or whose equations contain radical signs, no? Such as itong dalawang example natin dito. Don't worry about the examples. Marami tayong examples sa mga susunod na videos. No? So, mag-focus muna tayo dito sa dalawa. Now, kung pinapanood niyo itong series na to, ang unang radical function na napag-aralan natin was f of x equals square root x. No? And, sige nga, i-pause niyo yung video at alalahanin niyo kung anong domain and range nito. Pwede niyo munang i-pause para mapag-isipan niyo. Okay, so I hope na-pause nyo na yung video and naaral nyo kung ano yung domain. So the domain is the set of possible values of x that will make the function defined. No? And kung maalala nyo, ang domain nito ay from 0 to infinity. No? Ibig sabihin pa rin nito, x is greater than or equal to 0. Ito yung left side niya, pinaka-left side niya, pinaka-mababa. At hanggang dito siya, no? So x such that x is greater than or equal to 0. Bakit? Kasi hindi tayo pwede magkaroon ng negative number under a radical sign. No? Pag nag-negative tayo dito, square root of negative 1 for example, ibig sabihin, wala tong square root, undefined siya, di ba? So, in the set of real numbers, no? Kasi pag complex number na may square root, but we're talking about a set of real numbers, wala tayong square root, undefined. Kaya ibig sabihin, yung expression, whatever the number under the radical sign must be greater than or equal to 0. No? Ibig sabihin, itong mga expressions dito must be greater than or equal to 0. No? Okay, so ang ibig sabihin yan, yung domain, no? The value of x plus 4 must be greater than or equal to 0. So, this is an inequality. Usually, parang equation lang yan. Although, hindi lahat ganyan. But here, we can just subtract 4 from both sides. So, we have x is greater than or equal to negative 4. Ibig sabihin, yung domain natin, our domain must be x such that x is greater than or equal to negative 4. Or, kung nasa interval notation tayo, ibig sabihin yung pinaka-left side niya is negative 4. Pataas, no? So, kasama yung negative 4, pataas, lahat ng numbers. So, pwede yung mga yan. Pwede i-substitute sa x. From negative 4 up to infinity. So, in interval notation, this is from negative 4 up to infinity. Kung hindi nyo pa napag-aaralan yung interval notation at first time yung papanood ng video na to, panoorin nyo yung, yung first and second video dito sa series. And explain ko paano gamitin to. No? Now, for the range, no? Sabi natin, yung expression na to sa loob must be greater than or equal to 0. No? Ibig sabihin, yung pinakamaliit na value nito ay 0. No? When x is negative 4 plus 4 is 0. Ito yung pinakamaliit na value ng domain. So, pag sinubstitute mo yun, negative 4 plus 4 is 0. And the square root of 0 is 0. Meaning, yung pinakamaliit na value ng range mo is 0. No? Up to, pataas na siya kasi pag in-increase mo na yung domain mo, pag nilakihan mo na negative 3, 2, or 0, or 100, positive na rin yung range mo. No? So, that's from 0 up to infinity. And another way of looking at it is, itong expression na to, sabi natin dito, must be greater than or equal to 0. So, square root of 0 is 0. Yun yung pinakamaliit. No? Kahit hindi ka na mag-equate katulad nung sinabi ko kanina. So, that's the range. Now, we can verify, this is an old graph. No? We can verify the domain and range of the function by graphing it. No? So, here we have square root of x plus 4, yung ating function. Y is equal to square root of x plus 4. square root of x plus 4. Yung domain, di ba sabi natin yung domain are the x coordinates of the points, no? The set of the x coordinates of the points on the graph, pag graphically speaking. So, kuwari, itong point na to, asan ang x coordinate niya? Negative 3, di ba? Itong point na to, negative 2.5. So, lahat ng points na yan, yung x coordinates niya is from negative 4 hanggang pataas, no? So, from negative 4 to infinity, yun yung mga x coordinates. So, yun yung domain natin. So, ang domain natin is from negative 4 up to infinity, which is yung domain natin dito. So, correct ito, no? Graphically, nakita natin. And the range, ang range naman ng function, sabi natin, graphically, are the y coordinates of the points on the graph. So, ano ba ang y coordinate nitong pinakamababang point? Diba 0? Ang y coordinate nito ay 1. Y coordinate nito ay around 2.5. So, yung y coordinates, titignan mo yung y axis. Saan yung mga y coordinates dyan ng mga points? So, ang pinakamababa niya ay 0. Pataas. So, habang pataas ng pataas yung graph, pataas ng pataas din yung y coordinates niya, yung corresponding y coordinates. So, from 0 up to infinity, yun yung ating range, yun yung y coordinates. Itong mga points na to. So, from 0 to infinity, which is the same here. So, again, this is confirmed, no? Both graphically and yung pagsinod natin, yung range and domain ng function, first function natin. Now, for the second function, again, this must be greater than or equal to 0. So, 3 minus 6x must be greater than or equal to 0. Mag-plus tayo ng 6x. So, 3. Pag nag-plus ka ng 6x dito, 0 na to, di ba? Kasi negative 6x plus 6x. So, ibig sabihin mag-plus 6x ka rin dito. So, this is 6x. We divide both sides by 6 para x na lang matira sa kanan. So, this is x. 3 divided by 6 is 1/2. Or one way of writing this is, pag ang 1/2 mas malaki sa lahat ng x, meaning, another way of writing it is x is less than or equal to 1/2. So, yung domain natin, the domain, x such that x is less than or equal to 1/2. Or, in interval notation, kita nyo graphically, this is your x. This is your 0. This is 1. This is 1/2. So, less than or equal to 1/2. So, kasama yung 1/2, pakaliwa. Papuntang negative infinity. So, meaning, yung pinakakaliwa natin doon sa interval notation is negative infinity up to 1/2. And since kasama yung 1/2, dapat square bracket siya. Pagkasama yung 0 dito, kasi may equal siya. Sorry, this is the range. So, negative 4 kaya siya kasama kasi may equal. Pag wala tong equal na to, x greater than 4 lang, parenthesis lang. Ito kasama din. So, kaya square bracket. Pag kasama, square bracket. Pag hindi kasama, parenthesis. At yung negative infinity tsaka infinity, palagi siyang ganun. Walang square bracket pag infinity yung katabi. Okay? So, the range, again, the range, itong expression na to must be greater than or equal to 0. No? So, ibig sabihin, pinakamababa nito is 0. And square root of 0 is 0. And that 0 is the smallest value of the range. No? So, ang range natin is from 0 up to infinity din. No? Kasi kung ang value nito, pag in-increase mo yung pag din-increase mo yung ating domain, no? Kasi negative 1/2 yung ating pinaka-maximum value. Pag din-increase mo, this becomes larger, no? So, from 0 to infinity. I-check nyo bakit siya naging larger. So, meaning yung range natin is from 0 to infinity. One way of looking at it, kahit hindi na tayo mag-solve, this must be greater than or equal to 0. Ang pinakamababa niya ay magiging 0 yung buong number na to. Ang 0, square root of 0 is 0, meaning yun ang pinaka maliit. Bawal naman siyang lumiit sa 0 kasi magiging square root of a negative number siya. Ibig sabihin lalaki siya. So, up to infinity. From 0 up to infinity yung kanyang range. We can check, sorry. Hindi ko alam bakit siya napunta dito. We can check the graph of, what was that? G of x equals square root of 3 minus x. G of x equals square root of 3 minus 6x. Tama ba? Tama ba yung ating equation? 3 minus 6x, tama. Okay? So, yung ating domain, no? Graphically, yung domain natin is yung x-coordinates ng mga points dito sa graph. So, ang x-coordinate nito ay ito, ang x-coordinate nito ay ito, x-coordinate nito ay ito. So, lahat ng mga numbers from 1/2, at ng mga numbers na yan, x-coordinates yung graph dito. Meaning, yan yung ating domain. So, ang domain natin, simula sa negative infinity at yung maximum natin ay 1/2. Which is, yan, negative infinity up to 1/2. At yung range natin, tignan nyo yung y values ng coordinates ng points. No? So, pag nandito ako, ang y coordinate ko ito. Pag nandito ako, ang y coordinate ko ito. Pag nandito ang y coordinate ko ito. So, kung titignan nyo yung y-axis, yung mga y coordinates niya is from 0 up to infinity. Yung y coordinates ng mga points dito. Okay? Kaya sa from 0 to infinity yung ating range. The coordinates, graphically, the domain is actually the x-coordinates of the points on the graph. So, ito. And the range is the set of y-coordinates of the points on the graph. Kaya from 0 up to infinity siya. Which is confirmed by the equation. Dun sa sinolve natin, kapareho siya dun sa graph. Okay, so that's it. I hope meron kayong natutunan dito sa video na to. Marami pa tayong example sa mga susunod na videos. So, abangan ninyo. Gusto ko yung invite sa Sipnayan.com yung ating website. At yung ating YouTube channel, no? Ang dami nating videos dyan. We have almost 700 videos as of this recording. So, bisitahin nyo lang and explore, learn, and share. No? Share what you have learned. Maraming salamat. See you in the next tutorial.